Most people think McDonald's is a fast food company, but in reality, it's one of the largest real estate empires in the world. Their real business isn't just flipping burgers, it's owning the land beneath every restaurant. McDonald's sells over 75 burgers every second, but the real money doesn't come from fries and patties. It comes from something you'd never expect: real estate. Every day, 70 million people eat at McDonald's, more than population of most countries. While everyone sees a burger shop, McDonald's sees land. They have quietly built one of the largest property empires on Earth disguised as a food chain. And the truth is, they don't just feed people, they own the land those people eat on. When you look at McDonald's, you see food, you see the smiling faces, the golden fries, the smell of fresh burgers, you see families eating together, kids laughing over happy meals. To most people, it's just that, a restaurant, a place that sells fast food, a global chain that somehow found its way into every city, every town, every highway. You see the surface, but the surface is just the illusion. McDonald's has over 40,000 restaurants in more than 100 countries. Every second, a new customer walks through its doors. Its annual revenue crosses $20 billion, and it's among the most recognizable brands on the planet, a symbol of capitalism itself. To most, this sounds like a perfect restaurant business: endless customers, infinite food sales. But when you start digging into their numbers, you realize something doesn't add up. Food should be the core of any restaurant business. The more you sell, the more you earn. But McDonald's financials tell a very different story, because only a small fraction of its profit comes from selling food. Most of it comes from rent. Yes, rent. McDonald's earns billions, not by selling burgers, but by owning the land those burgers are sold on. Their franchisees, the local owners who run each restaurant, don't actually own the ground beneath their stores. They lease it from McDonald's itself. That means every Big Mac, every fries combo, every late night order at the drive-thru isn't just feeding people, it's paying rent. And here's where the illusion becomes clear. People think McDonald's is a food company, but McDonald's isn't selling burgers. It's selling locations. It's not chasing taste. It's chasing territory. Each new McDonald's that opens doesn't just expand a menu. It expands their real estate footprint. Every new restaurant means new land, new rent, new power. That's why McDonald's is less interested in the quality of their burgers and more interested in where their buildings stand. While competitors fought over flavors, McDonald's quietly built a global map of properties. Prime spots in every city center, every major highway exit, every tourist hub. It's not a coincidence. Each one was chosen with precision, not for food traffic, but for land value. So, next time you walk past a McDonald's, don't just see it as another fast food joint. See it for what it really is: a real estate asset disguised as a restaurant. And maybe ask yourself, if food isn't McDonald's main business, then what is? Because when everyone was busy selling burgers, McDonald's quietly started buying the world beneath them. In 1954, a 52-year-old salesman named Ray Kroc walked into a small restaurant in San Bernardino, California. Two brothers, Richard and Morris McDonald, ran the place. They served burgers faster than anyone else, and their kitchen ran like a perfectly tuned machine. To most people, it was just a neat local restaurant, but Ray Kroc saw something else. He saw potential. He realized this wasn't just a restaurant, it was a system, efficient, scalable, replicable. And in that moment, Ray Kroc made a decision that would change business history forever. He partnered with the brothers and began opening McDonald's locations across the United States. But soon, he faced a problem. The food business was messy, competition was rising, profits were thin, and controlling franchise owners was nearly impossible. That's when Kroc had an idea, a simple yet revolutionary idea. Instead of focusing on selling burgers, he would focus on owning the land those burgers were sold on. Because Ray Kroc understood one thing most business owners never do: a burger might sell once, but land pays forever. He created a company, the Franchise Realty Corporation, which would buy land and lease it to McDonald's franchise owners. That way, McDonald's would control every location, not through food, but through property. Franchisees would handle daily sales and customers, but Ray Kroc's company would own the ground beneath their feet. It was a stroke of genius, because no matter how many burgers were sold, McDonald's would earn money every single month through rent, not food. And that rent was permanent. Over the years, Kroc's strategy transformed McDonald's from a small fast food chain into one of the largest landowners in the world. He didn't just sell burgers, he sold locations. He didn't just build a restaurant chain, he built a real estate empire disguised as fast food. Ray Kroc didn't just understand business, he understood ownership, and that difference made McDonald's immortal. By the 1960s, Ray Kroc had already discovered the secret. He wasn't in the food business anymore. He was in the real estate business. Here's how it works. McDonald's buys or leases a piece of land in a promising location. A street corner, a highway exit, a shopping district. Then they build a restaurant on that property and lease it to a franchise owner, someone who wants to run their own McDonald's store. The franchise handles everything inside: the food, the staff, the service, the customers. But the land it stands on, that belongs to McDonald's. Every month, those franchisees pay two things: rent for the property and a percentage of their sales as royalties. And this is where the brilliance shines through. Even if a restaurant struggles to sell burgers, McDonald's still gets paid. The rent keeps flowing in, the land keeps appreciating, and the company keeps growing richer no matter what's happening in the kitchen. This model changed everything. Instead of relying on food profits, McDonald's built an empire on ownership. They didn't need to worry about trends, menus, or competition. They owned the land, and that meant control. Because in the end, the person who owns the land owns the business that stands on it. Today, McDonald's holds more than $40 billion worth of real estate, making it one of the largest commercial landowners in the world. From the heart of New York City to the corners of Tokyo, their properties sit on some of the most valuable land on Earth. And here's the twist. Every time you walk into a McDonald's, someone, somewhere, is paying rent to McDonald's Corporation. Each restaurant, each drive-thru, each glowing arch isn't just a symbol of fast food. It's a rental check, a steady stream of income that never stops flowing. McDonald's doesn't just sell burgers. They sell space. They sell presence. They sell certainty. Because as food trends rise and fall, real estate remains, and McDonald's has mastered it better than anyone else. It's not just business, it's ownership, disguised as convenience. And it's what turned a burger stand into one of the most powerful empires the world has ever seen. From the outside, McDonald's looks like a fast food chain. But underneath, it's a land empire wearing a chef's hat. The beauty of McDonald's business model isn't in how many burgers they sell, but in how many properties they control. Each new restaurant means another plot of land, leased or owned by McDonald's, that guarantees steady income month after month. No matter what happens in the market, that rent keeps flowing. Even if a location struggles to sell food, McDonald's still gets paid. That's control, that's stability, that's power. Their competitors, they play a different game. Burger King, Wendy's, Subway, most of them don't own much of their land. They rely on franchise fees and food sales. When sales drop, revenue drops. But for McDonald's, the ground itself generates money. That's why McDonald's isn't just surviving. It's unshakable. It earns from rent, from royalties, from appreciation, from owning some of the most valuable land on Earth. Today, McDonald's controls more than $40 billion in property, making it one of the largest commercial landlords in the world. Every city skyline you see, every golden arch you pass, isn't just a restaurant, it's a real estate investment. While the world thought McDonald's was selling fast food, it was quietly buying the world beneath its feet. When McDonald's owns the land, they own the game. Every franchise owner might look independent, but in truth, they're tenants. They run the kitchen, but McDonald's owns the ground beneath their feet. Because when you own the land, you control the terms. You decide the rent, the rules, the future. Franchisees can't just walk away, not without losing everything they've built. If they shut down, McDonald's simply replaces them, and the rent keeps coming. Even when business slows down, the rent doesn't. Even when sales drop, the payments stay. That's the genius of McDonald's model. They make money even when the fries stop selling. During the 2020 pandemic, thousands of restaurants around the world went dark. But McDonald's, it kept earning billions, not from food, but from rent. While competitors were cutting costs and shutting doors, McDonald's properties stayed profitable. Because even in chaos, land doesn't lose value. And that's the secret most people miss. McDonald's isn't a restaurant, it's a real estate empire, wearing a burger costume. Every burger you buy, every Happy Meal, every coffee, isn't just feeding the business. It's fueling an empire built on control, ownership, and the quiet power of land. By now, McDonald's wasn't just selling burgers, it was buying the world. What started as a small drive-in in San Bernardino, California, has spread to more than 100 countries. From New York to New Delhi, from Paris to Tokyo, the golden arches shine everywhere. Not just as a symbol of fast food, but as markers of ownership. Every new franchise means new land, new rent, and new streams of income. While most businesses fight for customers, McDonald's fights for locations. Because the right corner, the right street, the right neighborhood can generate income for decades. And that's how McDonald's quietly became one of the most powerful real estate owners in the world. They don't just rent space, they shape cities. They choose where people eat, where traffic flows, where communities gather. Even governments and developers compete to bring McDonald's into their cities. Because once the arches go up, business follows, land value rises, and McDonald's wins again. McDonald's didn't conquer the world with burgers. It conquered it with real estate. Every new restaurant is another piece on the board, another claim on the map. Today, McDonald's doesn't just serve meals. It owns moments, markets, and landmarks. It's a fast food chain on the surface, but underneath, it's a global property empire disguised in red and yellow. McDonald's built its empire on something the world never noticed. While others sold products, McDonald's bought power, land, control, consistency. These three things turned a roadside burger stand into a global machine that never stops earning. Every bite, every order, every smiling customer feeds a system far bigger than fast food. A system where rent matters more than recipes, where the real profit isn't made in the kitchen, but in the ground beneath it. So next time you see those golden arches, remember, you're not just looking at a restaurant, you're looking at one of the greatest real estate empires in human history.